20-20, and you're about to make them kick a 60-yard field goal.
Mm.
And then the worst play in NFL history. And the reason why this game was constant tension throughout it. And then I was on the edge of my seat the whole game, like not even caring who won this game at any point. And it ended like that on a penalty that clearly could have been avoided. I thought Mike Hilton was coming over to check him out of bounds, but then he just deliberately pushes Patrick Mahomes out of bounds. And then his explanation in his press conference was, "Oh, I wanted to push him backwards so the clock out of bounds so he wasn't getting forward progress and the clock would keep running." Really, dude? You know how far behind Patrick Mahomes you were? Like, I get he has a bum ankle, but you're still a linebacker and he can outrun you.
Yeah.
So it's like you weren't going to catch up to Patrick Mahomes. And the fact that that was his excuse. And then we were robbed of overtime because the ending was so sudden where it just ended on a 15-yard penalty. And it's a penalty. And I'm not going to pretend like it wasn't and blame the refs because if I'm the ref, I'm making that call too. It's obvious and blatant. But the fact that that call robbed us of overtime in this game and it was a 2020 standstill, it's like back-to-back overtimes in the AFC Championship, and that was right there. The ending of this game is so unfulfilling, and I feel like the Bengals are going to be salty and pissed off about that all season, and I feel like the constant story is going to be like, the Bengals feel slighted. They're the underdogs, and then they go to Kansas City and win. Kansas City feels like they're the underdogs and slighted, then they beat the Bengals, so it's like, this is not over yet by any stretch.
No, this is going to be the Chiefs, the Patriots and Colts of the 2000s. Because, I mean, we'll look at the history later on, but like the history of Peyton Manning taking a while to break through against the Patriots, had a couple of rough games against them, to breaking through, winning his first Super Bowl, and then having success. By the end of his career, Peyton Manning became the Patriot killer.
Yeah.
Especially in Denver. Denver, I think there was only one time the Patriots beat them, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know that they beat them a number of times, eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because the Broncos made the Super Bowl twice with Peyton Manning. So I think that in the 2020s, we're going to be talking about Chiefs and Bengals. Because Patrick Mahomes, obviously, what needs to be said. And Joe Burrow. I think that there's a moment in time where Joe Burrow wins his Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe it's next year. Maybe it's the year after. We don't know. But this is going to be a rivalry for the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah, and I don't like even comparing it to Manning and Brady because I think Burrow at this point in his career, I feel like is more clutch in the playoffs than Peyton Manning was to start. And then Mahomes broke through and won a Super Bowl before Manning. So it's honestly disrespectful with how awful Peyton Manning was to start his career in the playoffs to either compare either one of them to it. But and then Brady's just better than both of them. So I feel like Mahomes' argument is going to be the LeBron argument, where he's going to have more stats than Brady. He's going to have like the most playoff wins, most touchdown passes in the conference championship games, most touchdown passes are in the playoffs. But to win 7 Super Bowls, I don't think it's possible.
It's going to be very hard to. I don't know if he needs to win 7 to be there.
I would say you'd have to win 5.
You'd have to win at least 4. Depends on how many he makes. Because what if he makes 10? What if he's 4 and 6?
Yeah, if he makes 10, how many has Brady made? Brady's made
11.
11, yeah.
Because he's 7 3. No, he's 10.
Yeah. So he's made 10. Yeah. So yeah, make 10. I feel like you'd have to at least win 5 though.
Yeah. I think that one of the stats that blew my mind in this game was when they showed the most touchdowns in a conference championship game.
Yeah.
And they showed Tom Brady at 1, obviously, 21 touchdowns in 14 games. And Patrick Mahomes was number 2. 14 touchdowns in 5 games.
Ridiculous.
5. And then you have all these other guys that are below him. They've got like 13 in like 7 games or whatever it might be. He's going to break that record within the next 2-3 games in the AFC title game because he'll be back 100%.
Yeah. I did like how this game, I respected that it was a classic 2000s game. Like this felt like a classic AFC championship, whether it be Steelers, Colts, whether it be Ravens, Steelers, whether it be Patriots, Ravens, or Colts. Like 23-20. I believe I said this game was going to be about 24-20, somewhere in there. I thought it was going to be lower scoring because Burrow's offensive line, Patrick Mahomes not having too many receivers, I thought they're going to be able to keep him down, but it's just like this game is so tough because the ending, it's like a Stephen King movie where it's like really good all the way through and then the ending you're just like what the fuck was that? You couldn't write a better ending?